All right, so we know that a lot of people do not invest in the TSP or any retirement accounts. Now that's the number one mistake that I see people making, right? So what I want you guys to do is just, if you don't have a TSP account, if you don't have a retirement account, you don't have retirement savings, I know that a lot of you think that, you know what, maybe I'm broke every week. I can't afford to save. There's nothing I can do. Chuck, there's nothing I can do. I get it. We don't have any extra money to save. All right, well, you do have a little bit extra money to save, right? So let me tell you how you can do it. Just go ahead and start and put in 1%. If you can just put in 1%. Some of you guys make what? $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. Let's just take the $2,000 a month example. Now, if you take 1% of $2,000 a month, that's going to be $20 a month. That's $5 a week. You can't tell me that you can't save $5 a week. Now, it might be your coffee. I make these 20-cent coffees, just like Graham Stephan. But now what we do is we take one latte or whatever it is away, right? We take I went out to eat at Subway, or I went out and got me a $5 coffee. I went out with a group of friends and had a beer. All right, cool. That's great. So we're going to take one thing away in order to budget now our 401k money, right? Our TSP money. So that's the number one mistake people are making, is by not investing at all. Once I can get you investing just 1%, studies show that you were more likely to keep investing and keep putting on more money, because after you put $5 a week, you're not going to even notice it. Your paychecks will adjust, maybe a month or two goes by, and you forgot you put in $20 a week, right? Now, say a year goes by, you've gotten a pay raise. You don't have to put the whole pay raise in there. I wouldn't suggest that. I say everybody should start off slow, right? Just like when you start fitness, you start going to the gym, you go, all right, well, I'm going to do 10 push-ups, I'm going to do 20 push-ups, I'm going to do 30 push-ups. You build up. It's building blocks. No one starts off putting thousands of dollars away at one time. I mean, you can, but it's more likely you're going to fall off the rails or fall off the track, right? You're going to get burnt out. So what you really want to do is you want to start off with that 1%. If I can get you that 1%, it'd be golden. Now, the second biggest mistake I see with people investing in their TSPs, second biggest mistake. I'm going to drink coffee before we do that. That's delicious. I put a little honey and brown sugar. It's great. But anyways, the second biggest mistake that I see people making is keeping their account, their TSPs, in the G fund. Now, for those that you don't know, the G fund is just government securities, right? Government-backed, so treasury notes or something like that. So it's basically going to give you like whatever the market rate is for that, or the government set rate for that is 1%, 2%, 3%. When I first started in the military, when I was 23, I was about 22 years old, didn't have a TSP, and then about 23, I said, all right, you know what, maybe I should start a TSP. So I started my TSP, right? A year goes by. I haven't even checked it. I know that I've been putting in, I started off at 3%. So I have 3% going into my TSP, and my supervisor at the time, the staff sergeant, he is putting less money than I am in this TSP. By the end of the year, he had more money in his TSP because he had switched his to the C fund, right? And I had mine in the G fund. So what goes to show you that compound interest and the interest and the funds that you put your money into makes a huge difference. So that compounding annually, when you get 5 to 10%, the C fund on average gets around 10% for the last however long it's been around, since 40, 50 years, however long it's been inception. Basically, it just tracks the S&P 500. So you're going to get average market returns, but okay, that's better than 2 or 3%. Because 2 or 3%, I mean, hey, you're keeping up with inflation. And if you get less than that, then you're really not keeping up with inflation, because inflation is usually like 2 to 3%. And lately, with all the money printing and everything like that, it could be a little bit higher. We don't know yet. Now, I have seen it in home prices, and a lot of people have seen it, in home prices, groceries going up, those types of things. But regardless, we want to get as much maxed out on our TSPs or retirement accounts as possible. Now, once you have those two things going for you, you have, all right, one, we then started investing, right? We got that 1%, 2, 3%, whatever it is. All right, great. And now we have moved our funds from the G fund to the C fund, right? I recommend 100% to the C fund. Warren Buffett recommends, if you don't know anything about investing and you're not going to keep up with it, like to the point where he does, where he reads reports every single day, then it's just best to just keep up with the market, because 90-something% cannot keep up with just average market returns. A lot of people end up losing money or getting really low returns. So what's the point of investing your money if it's not going to be working for you? So the way to mitigate this, put it in this S&P 500. The one that tracks that for the TSP is the C fund, right? There are a couple other funds that I will talk about, and people ask, they're like, hey, should I do the L fund, right? It's a life cycle fund. Okay. I'm going to tell you a reason why I do not like the L fund. And number one reason I don't like the L fund is I don't like people telling me or doing for me what I can do for myself, right? If you can learn the basics, right? Learning the basics, just like going to the gym. Then what's the point of having it in a life cycle fund? And then you're going to be, what's the point of having it into a life cycle fund that's going to be changing it for you, right? So it's going to start off with the most aggressive ones. It's going to be like, all right, I want to do aggressive, or I want to do middle. So it's going to go, all right, we're going to do a little mix. And you're going to get like 6, 7% or 8%. Maybe it's all in the C fund, or most of it in the C fund. So you're getting great returns. All right, now you're getting older. It's going to move that out. It's going to move it into government securities or government treasuries, right? It's going to move that into there. And now you're going to be getting 2% again. No, we don't want that. Okay, so what if the market crashes? I get it. All right, Chuck, what if the market crashes? Yeah, okay. Oh wait, everybody thinks there'll be a recession. Listen, the market crashed 50%, right? Market crashed 50%, we know that. If you left your money alone, your money in 2018 would have been 4 times what it was in 08. That's in basic S&P 500, right? So don't pull your money. And even the very next year, it had recovered. So the lesson is there, don't pull your money really quick. Don't get emotional about it. Investing, I get it has emotional tie because, money is a very emotional thing for us. But at the same time, if you can go out there and finance a freaking car, $40,000, and then, you finance it, now you got interest or whatever, and then, a couple years down the road, it's worth 10, and you end up paying 50 or 60 because by the time you pay the interest, then don't complain about losing a couple $1,000s in the stock market in 1 year, that you're going to recover the next year finally, or the next year after that, or the next following year. So don't get emotional about it. Leave it alone. Think of it as a savings account. Leave it alone. All right, that brings me to my next point. The third biggest mistake that I see people making with their TSPs is not going up incrementally once they get those pay raises, right? Like we said, once you have started 1, 2, 3%, that's great. Once you have switched your TSP into like the C fund, right? That's awesome. We want to keep on going up, right? So you're not going to miss these things. You're not going to miss these pay raises. You're not going to miss the money from those if you put it in your TSP. Let's say you put, all right, you're going to get a couple $100 pay raise. We know that. So go ahead and just put a little percentage of it. Go up 1%, boom. Go up another percent, boom. Go up, So by that time, let's say you're up 4 or 5%. All right, now you got another raise. All right, put another 1%, 2%. And we want to keep doing this until you reach 15% of your income. That's the magic number. 5 to 10% is pretty good, but we really want to get to about 15% of our income. And with 15% of your income, there's a lot of things that can happen with that. You can make a lot of money, and it just grows exponentially. I'll put up a chart so you guys can see the difference between 5%, 10%, 1%, 15%. So you can see the difference of how this money is going to grow for you and if it's in the C fund, right? Well, that's all I have for the mistakes, the 3 biggest mistakes people make in the TSP fund. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment and tell me how I can improve, or something that you liked about the video, or maybe some other advice, something I can help you guys out with. Thanks. This is Chucky Howe, and thanks for tuning in to the Chucky Howe Show. Let's get it, guys.